We did play Alabama A&M this past Saturday night and had a lot of fun. Our defense was able to shut them out. Held them minus 3 yards rushing. It's kind of unusual in this day and age that you don't get any yards rushing besides points. And they held them to 4 turnovers. And Joe Thomas, who has been named the co-defensive player of our league this past week, had 9 tackles and 2 assists and 3 sacks and pass breakup and a quarterback hurt. So we had all kinds of things going on with Mr. Thomas this past Saturday. And then our other linebacker, Justin Hughes, had 4 tackles and 2 assists, a tackle for loss and an interception and a caused fumble. So you could take those 2 guys alone and see where they just kind of wrecked Alabama A&M's offense completely. So I thought we played very, very well over there. Our guys have to be commended for that game. Offensively, we are still trying to find our way a little bit. Part of our deal, and we don't try to talk about it a bunch because we don't want anybody to take advantage of it much, but I think we're getting healed now so we can talk about it a little bit more. But we've got like 4 offensive linemen that have been hurt. Shaq Harrison, Eric Dickerson, C.J. Wilson, and Tristan Bell, all of our front 5, pretty much 4 of them have had some kind of nicks and bruises and what have you. And we've still got about 2 of them out, but we are beginning to get some guys back and start to develop some of our younger guys. We actually ended up playing 2 guys on offense last week that really didn't get a chance to practice very much because we got caught a little bit by surprise by some of the injuries during the game. I'm hoping that when we do get them all back, and with the new guys that we're developing as we go along the way, because of the injuries, it'll make us that much deeper. Now, we've got another non-conference game this week against Benedict, and I'm hoping that can be a time that we can develop some more of these guys. Our special teams have really been about as good as I've seen them in a long time. And part of the deal is that we changed around some of our methods of doing things on special teams, and we've got a new special teams guy. And we're leading our conference we lead the nation in punt and kickoff coverage, which is a little bit of a big turnaround from last year because we almost were like last in those 2 categories last year. And, the other 2 biggest, kickoff return and punt return, we are up at the top of our league in both of those particular categories also. So we've really turned the corner in improving our special teams game. So I'm hoping that can be a big advantage for us for the rest of the year, that we can continue to keep our guys excited, keep all of our young men excited about getting involved in special teams, and that should give us a chance to really continue to be productive that way. I'm going to now allow Coach Mike Adams. Coach Adams is going to come up and talk a little bit about Benedict this week, and then after he talks about Benedict a little bit, then I'm going to come back and introduce Coach Nichols. Coach Adams.
Thank you. Before I just talk about Benedict, I think anytime you're listening to what a game is going to be or what we anticipate as a staff, the game might be this weekend, I think you want to know the style of game that you might be witnessing out there. Benedict, I know a lot of people have already told me this week, oh, we should go down there and, this should be over by halftime, it should be over by 3/4, and by the end of the game, it should be this. I can assure you, Benedict is going to show up to this game and play extremely hard. They've got a lot of really good athletes, and they've got them on both sides of the ball. And they've got a pretty good idea of what they're doing on both sides of the ball, it sounds like. I don't get to watch their defensive players very often, but I know the kind of players they have, and in talking with our staff, they're going to be a pressure team, and they've got a lot of good athletes, with those mid and back levels, those linebackers, DBs, and they know what they're doing. Those guys are playing extremely hard. They're 2-0, and they enjoy being 2-0, and so they're looking forward to this game. From our perspective, on my side, which is the defensive side, I can say that their offense is going to be wide open. And, they'll try and run the ball at times, but they have a lot of good athletes, and it all starts with their quarterback, the Marcus Graham kid, if you know him. He does a great job of running the offense, making plays, and even when their offensive line doesn't hold up somehow, he does a good job out there of keeping the ball going and scoring points. They put up 42 and 30-something in these first 2 games, so this is going to be a real challenge for us. And it's going to be, I think, a wide open game. But in my opinion, all games always come down to the big fellas. What do you have up front to stop each other and to blow each other off the ball? And I gotta think we're bringing 30-something D linemen up there, 30-something defensive players up there. I'm gonna try and put them all out there. And I know up front, Coach talked about our offensive line is having to kind of piece things together, make sure we've got a good unit. But I trust that those guys are going to play hard and they're going to get after it too. So I think the game will come down to, even though you'll see all these athletes out there the whole game and balls maybe being in the air a bunch, I believe it'll come down to what big fellas do you bring to the game, and I feel pretty good about ours. So, any questions? Sound good? How many miles am I going to walk Saturday? However long that sideline is, about 100 times. All right, thank you.